how's it going? It's Coach Erin here. I hope you had a fabulous weekend. And yeah, we're back. It's Monday, and let's get ready to rock and roll. Today, I thought that I would work on or show you 3 booty exercises. All right? Because everybody loves the booty. All right, so we're going to go through them here, and let's work on those glutes, shall we? Okay, so what we're going to do is, as you can see, let me make sure you can see this. Yes, you can. Okay, good. So what I've got here set up, you don't have to get all fancy. You can do this without any weights or bands, but I'm going to show you, you can always have a weight on your thighs for this one. If you have a dumbbell or anything that you can hold to add some resistance. You can do it totally body weight and still work on activation and getting an amazing glute activation. You're going to be burning anyways, even without weights. Or I'm going to show you a different setup today with resistance bands. So I've just got, this is a light resistance band, but I've got it tied up on either end to 2 dumbbells on the ground, okay? And I'm going to add a little bit of resistance. So what we're going to work on is the hip thruster first. Okay, so I'm going to come down here. I'm going to start, I am going to put this on, but if you want to just like do a couple of repetitions without any resistance, just to make sure that we're talking good technique here. And so this is something that I've been looking into recently, and I've learned something new. I've seen a bunch of different variations where you kind of let the head come back and travel with the body and with the movement. But I totally tried this out, and I saw this today from Brett Contreras, which is like the glute guy, basically. And I tried it, and I was like, oh my gosh, okay, this is what I'm doing from now on. All right, so what I've got here is I'm just leaning against my couch. So if whatever you're leaning against is a little bit high, what you can do is bring your elbows up, then you're gonna have to lift your butt up off the floor, and then go to kind of the lower part of your scapula, okay, or your shoulder blades. So from there, you're probably going to have your feet out a little bit or away. So, okay, so when you come up into like this bridge position. So I want to talk about your shin angle. When you're at the height of this movement, you want your shins at about that 90 degrees. So 90 degrees, that's about right. And then what you can do is if you're up a little bit higher, can't bring your bum towards the floor. Don't force it because you'll slide off. So bring it to about the point where you feel like you're maybe about to slide but not going to. Okay, so I've shown you in the past where you take the head with you. But what I want to do now is actually change that. And what we're going to do is we're going to look forward. So lower the bum down. We're going to look straight forward. So now with this movement, what you want to do is think about not moving anything up here. You're going to look straight ahead, focus on that, and what you want is only movement to happen from like your sternum down. So if I do that, I'm going to squeeze the glutes, press into the heels, and here we go. I'm going to stay forward, okay? And now I really keep it out of that low back and target those glutes even more, right? So coming up, squeezing, lowering nice and slowly, and up, squeeze. So you're going to do 10 of those, right? 10, press into the heels, push the ground away from your heels, and squeeze those glutes. Okie dokie. So next, I'm going to leave these here. For now, what we're going to do is we're going to target the glutes, and again, keeping out of the low back, I'm going to apply the technique that if you were in a gym and you were doing that back extension machine, where you kind of have your legs and thighs pressing against and you're hanging your torso over the edge and pressing up. What I want to do is think about that technique a little bit to take out the low back and target specifically, and even more so, the booty. Okay, so here, I think you can see my leg, yes, okay. So I'm actually going to come down to my forearms for this one. I'm not going to try to stay up in a tabletop position. I come down to my forearms, and what I want to do is I'm going to tuck my chin in towards my chest. Okay, everything else stays the same here. I'm going to pull my belly button in, squeeze the glutes, and then from here, with my chin tucked in, My lats are engaged, so my shoulder blades are still squeezing together. I have the support of my body through my upper body, through the pelvis, and through into my knees. So what you can do here is lean into one knee a little bit, then you're going to bring that one leg up. Okay, so by tucking the chin in towards the chest, you really take out that low back and isolate the glute, so it's truly coming from the hips. All right, so tuck the chin in, raise that glute, and then you're gonna raise the leg, not the glute, but you're gonna squeeze your glutes and you're gonna do little circles, nice and quick. I want you to do 10 each direction. All right, you can even do 20. All right, so just by isolating, and you can test it out. You can come up here. See, now I'm more forcing my low back, and I'm working way harder to try to isolate those glutes. So if you bring it down here, even with the head up, okay, I'm not working as hard in those glutes right now. And then when I take my head and tuck my chin under, I immediately feel more of the burn in my glutes. Okay, so you're gonna do that to each side. Your supporting leg is probably gonna be working too to stabilize through the hips and support the weight. Okay, last one. We're going into deadlift. Okie dokes, you might not be able to see my head in this one. Oh, maybe a little bit, okay, cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this band here for my marker. I'm gonna bring the front of my shins or the top of my ankles, because it's a little low, to that band. Okay, I've got my dumbbell or kettlebell here. There's one thing that I haven't talked about recently in terms of form, because there's so much to think about with the deadlift anyways, but it really does make a difference. So lately I've been telling you to kind of press your weights or your hands against your thighs. Say if you're doing body weight as you come down, okay, and hinging at those hips. So what I want you to think about now is when you're holding a weight, especially easier when you're holding a barbell or a kettlebell, okay, what you can do here is you're grabbing that. I'm gonna come down here, I'm gonna push my bum back. I'm gonna bend at the knees slightly, okay, to start with. Now what I wanna do is I wanna think about bending that bar where my hands are. So bending the handle of the kettlebell and pressing it out. So bending it, so I'm gonna have my feet about hip width apart. Okay, I'm bending at the knees, my bum is sinking down and back a little bit, and my back is nice and flat. So from here, okay, the weight starts just about your toes, okay, and then you're going to squeeze your glutes, pull that belly button in, think about breaking or bending the kettlebell handle or the barbell handle, okay, in two, and then you're going to squeeze those glutes, stand on up. All right, this also helps you to pull those shoulder blades back as soon as you start trying to bend that handle, okay? So coming down, hey, and then with this one, we're gonna bend at the knees just a little bit, okay? So I'm kind of pushing back with my bum, and now I get to about here and I feel like I might have to round through my back to get any lower. So that's when I know, that's when I'm going to bend my knees a little bit. So I get to here, I feel that tension through the back of the hamstrings. I'm just gonna bend the knees slightly and then come on up. All right, but we wanna keep it a hip hinge primarily, focusing in on pushing the bum back and pulling those hips forward as we stand up. All right, team, that's it for today, for today's Get Up and Move moves. So team, definitely set your hourly timers, do these moves every hour, and remember that you don't want to use super heavy weights. We're not doing a full warm-up every hour, so we want to keep it a little bit lighter, and we just want to focus on activation. You can get a great workout in by the end of the day. Your booty is going to be burning if you're doing these, even like if you get like 5 to 8 hours or sets of these in, okay? Your booty's gonna be burning. Your body and your mind will thank you for it, because we are keeping the blood flowing, we're keeping active, we're using our muscles, and we're doing a little exercise which also helps with endorphins and keeps our body and minds happy. All right, so team, get in on it, and I have my 6-week ski fit program coming up. It's only $40, come on. It's a fitness and conditioning, and so if you decide, or if you are a skier or a snowboarder or a telemarker and you're planning to hit the slopes this winter, definitely think about doing this program. It's really awesome, and it's really specific to get you ready and conditioned for skiing and snowboarding and telemarking specific exercises, movements, and movement patterns, and strengthening those opposing muscle groups to make sure that you're staying or decreasing your risk for injury. Okay? So team, take care, have a wonderful day, and thanks so much for tuning in.